Good morning on Book Saturday. Going to be talking about some books today. Your Most Powerful Weapon, Creative Calling, and the Reinvention Formula. Those are the books on the table for today. Before we talk about the books, got a couple sad things to talk about. Just want to mention in honor of them. Today, February 3rd, the day the music died. February 3rd, 1959. The plane went down with Buddy Holly, Ritchie Valens, and the Big Bopper. It was immortalized with The Day the Music Died with McLean's song American Pie. But just maybe you want to pull out an old song out of the tombstone there, just get it out. And I have CDs. Everybody says nobody has CDs anymore. So where do you pull them out of? I don't know. But maybe you want to listen to some Ritchie Valens or the Big Bopper or Buddy Holly today in honor of the day the music died, February 3rd. And another sad thing in the news, I posted about it yesterday, but want to just mention Carl Weathers. Great actor, enjoyed him in so many things. If you go way, way back into the 70s, he was on one of the episodes of Kung Fu with David Carradine. Played a bad guy back in that television show. But then Rocky came, Apollo Creed, what a fantastic character. Dylan, another great character in Predator alongside Arnold. Who can forget that scene with him and Arnold and both their arms, man? Both of the guys in fantastic shape. One of my favorites, Action Jackson. Also had Vanity in it. I was a fan of hers, fan of his. So who wouldn't like that? Just totally 80s action movie. Just a lot of fun. Recently, he was in Mandalorian. I have not watched that, but I hear it's a good show, and he was good in everything he did. Happy Gilmore was a classic where he had some, more of a comic type role in a funny movie, but still great actor. He was in The Shield, a television show that I really enjoyed, and he did a few episodes of that. Just great all the way around. And he was only 76 years old. Too early to go. Wish his family and friends the best, and may he rest in peace, and may all of his films just live on forever. So I just wanted to mention those folks today and honor them a little bit before we get on to the books. Remember, sign up for enjoylifesafely.com at enjoylifesafely.com for the Enjoy Life Safely newsletter. It'll go out this weekend. Don't want you to miss that. So let's talk about some books. Let's talk about The Reinvention Formula by Craig Siegel. I read this. It says how to unlock a bulletproof mindset to upgrade your life. It was okay to me. I think some people might enjoy it a lot and others not as much. I thought it was okay. It's really sort of a lot of shorter essays. They could stand alone. And you have stuff on Wall Street, cultivating lasting symphony, gaining clarity, adversity, into the, a lot of, cool titles, falling in love, certainty, education, imagine if, this is your movie. And some of the essays had little nuggets of wisdom and I liked, but a lot of them just left me like, yeah, I'd heard that before. I've heard it better. It just didn't connect with me. So, I read it. I had a couple gems out of it that I liked, but it was just okay to me. And so that's The Reinvention Formula by Craig Siegel. Another one, it was okay for me too. I mean, both of these are going to go into the trade donation pile because I don't see myself reading them again, was Creative Calling. Establish a daily practice, infuse your world with meaning, and succeed in work and life by Chase Jarvis. Again, I found a few nuggets in this book, but it just wasn't, it didn't connect with me as much as I thought it would be when I, got it and decided to read it. And the steps are imagine, design, execute, amplify. And, there's some good gems in here, especially if you're creating things and want to create more for others. But to me, it was just okay read. So both of those books, they'll be going into the trade, donate, section of books, cleaning out my library, paring down a little bit. The third book will not be going in that pile because I will read and use this one again. Steve Tarani's Your Most Powerful Weapon, How to Use Your Mind to Stay Safe. I really liked this book. The majority of this book was Things to Do, Left of Bang, another great book, which Steve actually recommends that book in here as well. Left of Bang is all the stuff that happens before an incident. This is all about that left of bang, with the 10% being after the bang. But we can do things. We can recognize danger. We can recognize threats. We can do things to harden ourselves as targets. All the things that I teach and talk about all the time, he talks about and does a very good job in this book of some different models and explaining things that you can do to keep yourself safe left of bang, so you don't have to do the hard skills, which are right of bang, or when the bang happens, which that's like an incident happens, boom, you get sucker punched. Now you're defending yourself and fighting, and you have to go hands on. If left of bang is before that sucker punch, and you saw the guy eyeballing you weird across the room, the bar, whatever it was, and you got up and you just left. You kept yourself safe. So this has a lot of good information, good stuff about situational awareness, good stuff about the OODA loop, something I've talked about before and I teach in my classes, things about, I like his predictable is preventable, and the threat progression timeline, talking about how things are predictable. And you can see certain things happening that lead up to an attack, and you can prevent them before it happens. So I did really like this. Anatomy of attack, he's talking about, the bad guy and the process, talks about controlling fear and controlling distance, and, things that I talk about all the time and I write about as well. And so this is just a really good book. Will go onto my shelf as a resource for more of my teaching. And I highly recommend people, if you have a safety self-defense library like I do, this is a good book to have on it. So those are the three books today. Want to say good morning to Jay and Vicky. Appreciate you guys being here. Good morning, Dixon. Appreciate you being here. Dixon says a whole lot of meh today. Well, 2 out of 3. But the one was a good one. But yeah, the first 2 that I finished this week, they weren't as great. Jay says I'll have to add that one to the reading pile. Yeah, it's a good one by Steve. So as a recap, as Dixon said, the meh, creative calling, and the reinvention formula, neither of them were as good as I thought they were going to be when I got them and started reading them. And again, there were some gems. There were some things I liked in them, but just as a whole, I didn't connect with either of them as well as I've connected with other books. And so those will be going in the trade donation shelf as I'm clearing out the bookshelves. But Your Most Powerful Weapon, I really did enjoy. And it might be because I teach the same stuff. And so sometimes I'm learning a new way to say something, which I like. Sometimes it's just reinforcing that I'm on the right track because we're on the same page. And he's somebody that's very knowledgeable, a lot of experience. So when I see him saying the same things I'm saying, it reinforces that I'm on the right track and what I'm doing is correct as well. And sometimes it gives me a different perspective on some of the things I'm teaching. So that's what I really liked about this book. Those are the 3 today. I hope you go out and read a book. I got my book mug here. If you don't read those 3, read something else, something that you can learn from, something that will entertain you. And you should be reading that newsletter. So go to enjoylifesafely.com, sign up, get that newsletter, information on staying safe, enjoying life, being exceptional. That comes out to you every weekend. So sign up for that. Thank you to everybody watching and sharing and commenting. Appreciate all of you. Go out and make it a spectacular Saturday, and we'll see you tomorrow.